Hey coaches, welcome back. This is Coach Parker with CoachParker.org. How are you guys doing today? Hey, thanks for joining me again. Today we've got a video on the bowling for onside kicks drill. It's a great youth football drill to help teach your kids how to get onside kicks. I'm doing this drill today because somebody asked me the other day after I did my onside kick video how to protect against onside kicks, and this is kind of the first step that we do in a youth football drill. So stay tuned for that. Hey, let me get a little business out of the way. If you guys like what I'm doing on YouTube and want to support me, something that doesn't cost anything that you can really help me out by is hit the subscribe button below here. It's a little red button by your name, I believe. Then it'll have a little bell button that comes up and it's kind of a notify. Hit those two things down there, and that really helps me out a lot in popularity on YouTube and in Google search results. So that's something that you can do that doesn't cost anything, that really helps me out with the channel to continue to produce these videos. And of course, you could always buy my playbooks over at CoachParker.org. But thanks. Let's get right to the youth football drill now. So I call this bowling for onside kicks. I came up with this drill, I guess about 5 years ago. My youngest son and I were just kind of playing around in the backyard, and I started playing like this hot potato drill and bowling the ball at him to do fumble recoveries. And then he loved this game so much, and I started thinking, well, this is a great onside kick drill. A recovery drill for our players, because it really makes you get down and protect the football. So we came up with this drill. It's kind of played in teams. It's called bowling for onside kicks because the coaches are basically going to be, they're kind of side-arming it and bowling for onside kicks, keeping the ball low. So usually what we do is we set up 3 to 4 lines, and we usually have the kids choose teams, or we set them up in teams, and there's a scoring system that goes with it. So it's a competitive drill. You can not do it competitive if you don't want, but the kids like it when it's competitive. So we got 3 teams here, so we set them up in 3 teams with try to get equal lines. If they're not equal, then choose a player or two that's going to be the one that kind of comes through to kind of even it up, so we get an even score. Scoring is done like golf. The low point wins, because whoever doesn't catch the ball or recover the ball well will get a point for his team. So the low team's points win. So we've got 3 lines here. Coaches are the bowlers. They're about 10 to 15 yards out. The kid in the front line will come out a yard or 2, and you just want to make sure that you're at least 10 yards, like on an onside kick, between the bowlers, between the bowler and the player. So we have that. We've got a coach that simulates the referee, or one of the bowlers blows the whistle, so that means everybody's going to roll the ball. And, we usually do like the same number of lines as the same number of games, because it goes pretty quick. And you want to keep it pretty fast paced, so have enough balls there. Each of the bowlers should have 2 balls, and if there's a helper there, help them kind of keep track of it, because we want it to go fairly fast paced. So in the first game, they're usually, in the first games you ever play this, you want the kids to kind of get used to it, so you're not just burning the balls out at them on the first game or the first time you've played it. So you're still giving them difficult bowls, but nothing too crazy. Second and third game, definitely get a little bit crazy with your throws. And, I throw them low. I throw kind of jumpy balls. I throw scribby balls. I'll throw short balls. I'll throw line drive pitches at them. I'll throw them a hot pass. I'll throw them a kind of a high punt ball. So you want to mix it up basically on kind of what you're going to see on an onside kick. So it's not only balls on the ground, it could be a line drive at their ankles. So or a line drive trying to hit their numbers or their helmet. So that's all try to think of all the type of kicks that you possibly get. It's going to go a little bit to their left side, a little bit to their right side, and they got to move their feet to get it. So really scramble up the type of balls. I know a lot of the kids on our teams don't like me doing the bowling because I'm pretty tough. So what you can do is have the coaches kind of switch here. Let me get a pin here. The coaches can kind of rotate, each game, and here or after each throw, depending on what it is. We usually do it after each game because we normally go 3 to 4 games, and so coaches will just switch per game. If you're only going to play one game, then kind of you can switch them out. But it's up to you guys if you've got one coach that's really good as a bowler. And my goal always as the bowler is, definitely after the first game we've kind of introed this, is to throw a ball where it's difficult for them to get. I'm wanting actually to score the points, so it's kind of funny. So it becomes a competition between the coaches and the teams on who's bowling well and who's catching well. So it's a lot of fun for everybody that does the drill. All the kids love the drill, actually, and it's really teaching. That's what's a good thing about fun drills. They don't really know they're learning anything when this thing's kind of going on. So it's a lot of fun. Everybody's usually having a great time. And so we'll do 3 or 4 games. The losing team after each game will do like 10 burpees or 10 push-ups, or you can have whatever your favorite kind of little competition punishment is. If there is a tiebreaker, or if you get 2 guys that are or 4 guys that are really good at it, we'll actually set up a tee for the tiebreaker and do onside kicks at them and get your best coach kicker, or maybe your kicker is really good at onside kicks, and have him kick at them and see if they can recover. Now, on a recover, what are we doing? We want them to, basically, if it hits their hands and they don't pull it back in within a second, that's a point. So or if the ball's in the air and they drop it, that's a point. So if the ball's on the ground and they touch it and are able to get it into themselves within a second and not take a whole lot of time, then that's 0 points. But if it touches and they try to bring it in and kind of a second attempt it goes, that's a point for, against them. So that's kind of how we do that. And you can be as tough or easy on those points as you want at first, but I like to get tough. What this drill really starts to do is it separates. If you've got any question at all on a lineman be on your front row in a youth football game, kick return team, it will tell you yes or no real fast. And that's the reason we go through this thing 3 or 4 times, because we're trying to find out what lineman has good enough hands that we can put him on the kick return team. A lot of guys will put some MPP players on their kick return team right on the front rows, and we love that when you do that. And we average usually one onside kick recovery a game. Now, we're onside kicking all the time, but we love coaches that want to basically use special teams as their MPP dump. So be careful of that, because good coaches are going to take advantage of you on that. And to lose a kickoff, a kick return, and turn that thing over is really tough. That usually will lead to a touchdown. So be careful of doing that. But this is really the bowling for onside kicks here. Some of the points are, it gets to be a game, so make sure when the front line guy comes out about a yard, make sure he gets in a ready position. I like our guys to be in kind of a grizzly bear basketball position. They got their hands up and are ready to catch, and they're taking it seriously. They're in a broken down position. Bowlers should really start this first game kind of easy and then get more difficult as the games progress. Make sure, if your players get on the ground to get a ball, that they're bringing the football in, protecting it and protecting themselves. I like them to get it and then roll up in kind of a ball so they protect all of themselves. Look, players should try to use their hands and fingers as much as possible to catch the ball and bring it in, and not let things hit off their pads. Because as soon as it hits their chest pads or their knee pads, man, that ball just kind of bounces off of there. So really try to focus on them using their hands as much as possible. And And coaches start, have another dad or grader grading who's scoring points and not catching the ball, so you know who you can put on your kick return lines or even the second lines. Really, if they're not catching, you really got to be careful of that. So this is what I call the bowling for onside kicks. And kids love the drill. I love the drill, and it's a lot of fun. Even my oldest son today, likes to get in the backyard and play this drill because it's kind of like a really hard hot potato drill. So hope you enjoyed the drill. Again, this is Coach Parker with CoachParker.org. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, you know what you can also do down there. If you run a similar drill or something similar or want to see something, please leave me a comment below. Share the video with your other coaches and players if you like. And please, please, please subscribe and hit the notify button too. That really helps me out. All those things you can do. It doesn't cost any money. But if you get a chance, please subscribe. You can shop my store link. And you can also buy my playbooks over at CoachParker.org. The Power Wing Beast offense here and the 6'2 multi-8 defense. Getting great feedback again this year from both of those. On both of those playbooks, coaches have bought and started using in their early season jamborees and doing really, really well there. So if you want some new ideas on the 6'2 and the Beast, and they're multi, so they don't just have those two things in there. They've got other defenses and other offenses in those books. So check those out over at CoachParker.org. Hey, thanks again for joining. Remember to play for fun, and winning is funner. Thanks again. Ciao. See you next time, and good luck this season.